Hi, Linda Sessions here, and welcome to week 5 of computer applications. We are just over halfway through the class. Can you believe it? 8 weeks goes by so quickly. This week we're continuing working in Word. Now, last week you created a flyer in Word. You also had a research paper that you did where you added citations and bibliography. Lots of information in Chapter 2 that can help you going farther in your education. Anytime you have an instructor that says, hey, you need to do a paper APA style, now you know a little shortcut. Remember that the styles in Word are not the most current ones. So you still want to double check and make sure you have your styles set up correctly, but using that reference tab in Word is a great way to get started formatting your paper. This week we continue on in Word and we look at creating columns like a newspaper, and also you get the chance to use your creative talents to create a flyer. Let's talk about the column assignment first. So here are the instructions for formatting your combat cybercrime document. Now your starter file is actually going to look like this. It's all one big column. You've got your title here. You have some headings here throughout your document. And you can see it's on 2 pages. After you get through following the instructions, it's going to look like this, or real similar to this. What you're going to do is you're going to be formatting the title and using a heading style. You're going to be creating a subtitle and putting your name on the left-hand side and then the date clear over on the right-hand side. And then you're going to be creating columns and putting lines between the columns. There's a lot going on here. In Blackboard, I want you to remember, I'm going to scroll down here to week 5. Here is a link to the YouTube playlist. Now, this combat cybercrime is an assignment that I've been doing for years, and it's just very good at showing you how easy it is to make columns in Word. Here in the YouTube channel listing, here is the combat cybercrime assignment. So it's right here. It's 9 minutes long, okay, and it takes you through the steps of creating your document, formatting tabs, so you set your tabs correctly in your document, and then how to create columns, and finally gets you to the final look of the column of the assignment. Strongly recommend that the first thing you do is watch this video. It's going to take you step by step through how to complete this assignment. Then go back to your downloads. You're going to start with this document and then format it according to your instructions. When you are messing with the columns, it's very important that you start right where it tells you to start at. Okay, so this combat cybercrime right here is your title, and the first thing you're going to be doing in this assignment is formatting that title. Then you're going to be adding another row. So you actually are going to be adding a row here. Then you're going to be formatting your columns. So you want to start right in front of this C when you're selecting your range for your columns and go clear back to after combating cybercrime. Then we're going to come up to the Layout tab, and right here's where you're going to see columns. Now it's important you come down to more columns. We want 3 columns. You want the line in between the columns, and you want to apply to selected text, or you could also, if you just have your insertion point and don't have the text selected from this point forward, you just want to make sure you don't have the whole document selected, because we don't want our title to be in columns. We just want the text itself. So I'm just going to say selected text, since I've already selected the text, and then say OK, and look at that. Now you're still going to go through and add some formatting to your information, so make sure you pay attention to those details in the assignment listing. But you've got your title that you've formatted in some way. Then you're going to have a subtitle right here, and then you've got your columns. So in the instructions, it takes you step by step through how to do that, as well as the video in YouTube. Okay. The other assignment this week is a new assignment, and I am really, really excited about it, because I want you to use your skills that you learned creating the flyer in Chapter 3 to create your own flyer. I want you to use word skills to create your own flyer. So you're going to just open up a new document, a new blank document, and you're going to then make sure the margins are at least 1 inch. You can either make it landscape or portrait, however you want. But you are going to come up with an event that you're hosting. Maybe it's a Halloween party, a Christmas party, a book fair. You decide what you're going to be doing, what event you're going to be having. You are going to be creating a title. You're going to be creating some text in your document. I want a message that entices the readers to come to the event. Think about when you're walking down a school hallway or in a park and you see a poster for an event. What draws you to that poster? What makes you stop and read that information? I want you to make that information. I want a bulleted list on this. I want some images that are formatted in some way. I want a shape on there in some way, and then a page border. On page 2 of the instructions, I give you just one that I created. So you can do a Halloween festival if you want, but make sure that you make it yours. Don't just copy mine here. Make it your own. You can see here I've got a title here. I've got my location information. I've got more information in a bulleted list here. I've got a moon and a ghost. I've got a spooky house. And then I've got another piece of information right here at the bottom that's been shaded. Final touch is this border around the edge. So you're going to take the skills that you've learned and you're going to create this. On page 3 is the rubric. This is what I'm going to be looking at. This is how it's going to be graded. So let's go to Word. I'm going to open up a blank document. So I'm going to go to File, New, Blank Document, and now I'm ready to go. If you want to check your margins out, you can go to the Layout. Here's margins. Make sure they're 1 inch. That's usually default. You can change the orientation here if you want, from portrait to landscape, whatever works for you. And then you're going to be creating the information. We've inserted some shapes, but let's go over those details again, or pictures. But we can also insert shapes. So if you go to the Insert tab, you've got pictures and you've got shapes. You also have the icons and 3D models. If you want to use those instead of a shape, that's fine as well. But if I click on shape, I'm going to come down here and I'm just going to add a star shape. you see my insertion point changes to a plus sign. So now I'm going to draw my shape. And anytime you see this yellow button in a shape, you can click and drag it to actually change the shape. If I want to add text to the shape, I just have to start typing. If I want to change the color of my shape, right here in my shape styles, I have shape fill. I can change the outline. I can add some different effects to it. Over here is where the information for my word art, which is my text that's in the shape. Alt text is very important. That is for people who are visually impaired. The alt text tells them what they're looking at if it's being read to them on a reader. So you want to click on the alt text and then type in some information. So this is a star shape with the text come to, sorry, I can't see my screen, party. That's as simple as that for the alt text. Then I can set my position, or I can do the wrap text. So if I go in and wrap text and make it square, then I can actually click when my mouse becomes the four-headed arrow and I can move it around. Okay. I can put it wherever I want on the paper. So there's lots of different things. As soon as I click off the shape, I don't have access to the shape format tab anymore. When I click on the shape, there's my shape format tab. It's going to be the same with inserting a picture. I'm going to go to Insert Pictures. You can insert pictures from your own device, stock images or online pictures, however you want to do them. So let me find one from my device. Pictures. Maybe I'm doing something for a dog party, right? So I have my picture in here. Now I can format it. I can change it around. I can add alt text. And two dogs playing with a ball in the background. Okay. Did I spell that right? Yeah. And then I can come up here and I can make a border here on it. I can add some effects. I don't want a border. And I can actually change the layout a little bit if I want to add some text in it. I just clicked on that text. Okay. So that's how simple it is. Use your own imagination creating this flyer. The sky's the limit. Maybe you want to do a study party, maybe end of semester party. Use your imagination. Now, some people are like, I don't know what kind of text I want to put in there. Do a Google. Look for some party invitations. Use your imagination. Maybe you want to do a space party, okay? But you can always go to Google and up here, let's see, party invitations. And you can, I'm going to go to images, and I can get some ideas. Now, you want to make it yours. Don't just copy this information because these are just pictures. But here's a party time, okay? So you can use this as your inspiration on what you want to create for your party. If you're not very artistic, that's just a good place to start, okay? Don't forget, here in the instructions is what I'm going to be looking for. On the rubric, right here, it tells you what I'm going to be looking for. Okay, so make sure that you have all the required elements in your flyer. So this week, you've got the text for word tips. There's some information in here. It also talks about OneDrive, translating the text, which is really kind of cool, how to add heading styles and doing table of contents in Word. Right here, working with columns. How do you do columns? It's right there in this word tip, as well as formatting pictures. So all of that is right here in your week 5 text. So read through that first. You've got your combat cybercrime assignment, and then you've got your word event flyer, and then you've got the quiz over the word tips. Not a lot of assignments this week, but this word event flyer, you're going to be using your own creative imagination to make that. Have fun while you're doing it, and I look forward to seeing your events, to seeing what you've put together this next week. Reach out if you have questions. If you want to do a Zoom meeting, I'm here for you. My office is at WSU South, so I can meet you there if you want. Just let me know if you have any questions. Have some fun this week, and enjoy the cooler weather. It's kind of nice out right now, isn't it? So I look forward to seeing what you do with the word events. Have a good week. Bye.